Encountering powerful, emotionally charged moments designed to see your eyes get a little watery are all too commonplace in gaming nowadays. Whether it's through face-melting graphics, beautifully woven narratives, or just good old groundbreaking gameplay, there's plenty of ways games get your nuts in a stranglehold and squeeze them for all they're worth, in some of the most breathtaking displays of storytelling there is. Of course, with so many appropriate sequences that could fit, this list is entirely subjective, and there's a few big boy moments left out, so we're not beating you over the head with the same content all the time. Instead, leave a comment with your favourite if you don't see your own take in this list. With that in mind, I'm Ash from WhatCulture, and these are 8 powerful gaming moments that took your breath away. 8. Oblivion. Exiting the sewers. Arguably the best RPG of all time. You start this bad boy in a murky, dark prison, deep beneath the Imperial City, and spend the opening 45 minutes fighting your way out. Eventually, light appears at the end of the tunnel and you emerge into Bethesda's stunning virtual landscape. And boy, is it a moment that sticks with you. Exchanging tight hallways for rolling hills, candlelight for an array of celestial bodies, and linearity for literally a whole world of fantastical possibilities, the world of Oblivion literally unfolds before you, with the possibilities as endless as the game's giant map. Throw in the shocking contrast between the restricted palette of the prison versus the wealth of spectacular colour of Cyrodiil's open world, and you can truly understand why the term powerful isn't being hyperbolic. For me at least, it was one of those light bulb moments in gaming, and the start of a very unhealthy obsession. Someone pass the skooma. 7. Okami. The ending. Okami is an interesting game. You play as a white wolf who is actually the god Amaterasu, with a paintbrush as a tail. The final boss battle comes in several different stages, culminating in a moment when you are particularly down on your luck that opens a cutscene showing your little bug companion, Isun, spreading the word of your power. All the people in the home village start to believe in you, and your power finally grows enough for you to defeat the evil beast and restore safety and happiness once and for all. Hooray! The game is powerful for many reasons, with the style of it being completely unique coupled with a moving narrative, which makes the ending all the more heartwarming when you finally reach it. Who Let the Dogs Out has never come this close to making you cry. 6. The Last of Us. Hatchet job. It's the fantastic middle section of The Last of Us when you play as Ellie, where you'll have an incredibly intense and emotionally invested fight against a truly vile human being. That creature being David. As Ellie, you've previously been through hell as his prisoner trying to get medicine to save Joel's life. So come the moment after an edge-of-your-seat game of cat and mouse between the two in an abandoned restaurant, Ellie gets pinned before grabbing a hold of a nearby knife and absolutely going to town on David's face. It's reminiscent of the toilet lid scene from the first Saw movie that saw Michael Emerson's character get what we thought were his just desserts. And again here, Ellie lets all her frustrations and primal anger out that's been building from the harrowing events prior. It's intense as 5. Silent Hill 2. James's revelation. In Silent Hill 2, you play as James Sunderland, a man who came to Silent Hill in an attempt to try and discover more about some letters he had received from his wife Mary. Sounds normal, right? Well, not when Mary had died a few years previously from a sudden bout of illness. Oh no, we're gonna get some ghosties! After searching through the town for clues, we eventually discover a videotape showing James killing his wife. The letter from Mary then disappears, and it becomes apparent that the monsters in Silent Hill are there to punish James for his previous crimes. Because you'd come accustomed to playing as the good guy, this revelation is particularly shocking. James murdered the wife he'd been searching for, and the guilt brought him to Silent Hill to be punished. Jeez, that's rough. 4. Resident Evil. Zombie Face. After being attacked by rabid dogs and fleeing to a nearby abandoned mansion, you discover one of your team is missing. A gunshot can be heard and the character you're playing as goes to investigate because, of course, we're the character who's delegated with the task of investigating. We always draw the short straw. The sight that greets us is one that struck fear in the hearts of gamers the world over. This was the first time we'd seen the enemy plaguing the characters of Resident Evil. It's the face that launched 1,000 sequels as well as a film franchise. While it won't be gracing the covers of Vogue anytime soon, it is one of the most memorable faces of the last 2 decades. 3. Breath of the Wild. Opening. In a particularly brave move by Nintendo, elements previously thought of as being utterly essential to the Zelda franchise, such as dungeons and items, were unceremoniously removed, to be replaced with over 100 single puzzle shrines and app-like runes, all of which the player gained during the game's tutorial section. All of this was nothing compared to the immense changes made to the world, which turned the linear Zelda experience into a genuinely open world where the player could literally do whatever they wanted. Nothing quite encapsulates this shift in gameplay like the first emergence from the cave that sees you fully witness Hyrule in all its sprawling glory. Much like entering Oblivion for the first time, it was a moment that totally and completely took your breath away, which I guess is pretty appropriate considering the title. 2. Journey. The ending. Journey is a social game with very few social elements. The only way to communicate with the strangers you encounter in-game is through a series of high-pitched noises, and you aren't even made aware of their ID until the game is over. Despite this, you're compelled to help the stranger along their journey too. It all culminates in the climb of a snow-covered mountain, encountering extremely harsh winds. And then, everyone dies! Or do they? It's open to interpretation. However, when you wake up from death, you have a renewed state of energy which enables you to finally reach the end of your journey. Journey forces you to forge a bond with someone, and you can't judge them by their screen name like Mother 6969 or Salami Pants 13 or anything like that, or their avatar or the questionable games they've been playing. We'd all block Josh after seeing his Playboy Mansion playthrough. It is this bond that makes not only the ending but the entire game so powerful. It's exactly what you choose to make of it along the way. It is this anonymous bond that makes not only the ending but the entire game so powerful. It's exactly what you choose to make of it along the way. 1. Mass Effect 2 Suicide Mission. The majority of Mass Effect 2 is spent recruiting a crack team of intergalactic specialists for a mission to stop the Collectors and Reapers and ultimately save BioWare's beautifully realised galaxy. And for each character, there is a loyalty mission to complete. When all the characters are obtained, preparation begins for the suicide mission, and oh, sweet Jesus, hold onto your butts. Many of your prior decisions affect the outcome, and any member of the squad you've laboured building and winning the loyalty of can die. Even you! These aren't the sort of squad mates you get in games like Medal of Honor. They aren't nameless cannon fodder, they become your friends, allies, and in some cases, lovers. You learn about their pasts and you experience all the quirks of their personalities. Then you forgot to upgrade the ship? Someone dies. Send the wrong person to do a specific job? They die. It's a sort of tension that has you clutching your controller in a vice grip, ready to snap it in half at the slightest prospect of danger. For the love of God, don't be the person that kills Garrus.